As I'm sure you know, the open and undeveloped parts of our region offer huge benefits to our communities and to the people who live here. Whether it's being able to go outside for a walk in the woods, or eat fresh, locally grown food, drink clean water, or even to catch a glimpse of our favorite wildlife critter, we truly are lucky to live here. As private landowners, your land benefits you and it benefits your family, but it also truly benefits all of us. The land trusts of our region are working together in the hopes to provide you and other private landowners with information about the options and opportunities to permanently conserve your land. The East Quabbin Land Trust, North County Land Trust, and Mount Grace Land Conservation Trust have teamed up to put together a series of videos and recorded webinars to help you get started. After this introduction video, we hope that you'll check out the other ones, which touch on topics including estate planning, land conservation tools, the Chapter 61 Current Use Enrollment Program, tips for getting started with forest management, an overview of appraisals, and finally, an invitation to participate in a special forest legacy project in our region. Regardless of how many videos you watch, we're here to help, and we hope to partner with you to help guide you through the land conservation process.
And you're here watching this video because you love your land. And we know that each piece of land is unique and that you want to make sure that the land is available for future generations. So as you consider the opportunity to permanently conserve your land, one critical decision point is whether you want to keep the land in your family or if you'd prefer that someone else or another entity take on the long-term stewardship of the property. And lots of factors impact that decision, but making that determination will help your land trust partners help you through the process of conserving the land. And be sure to talk with your family members and trusted financial and legal advisors as you consider the next steps in permanent protection of your land. So the actual ability to conserve your land depends a lot on the land itself. Is it adjacent to other conservation lands, or are there special and unique habitats like a vernal pool or ledgy areas? Is it an agricultural setting, such as the one that we're at today, and that can be used to grow food or animal feed? So these are just a few of the important questions to ask and that have an important bearing on the ability to conserve your land for the future. In addition to knowing the important natural resources on the property, it's also important to know what your financial goals are. Do you need to be paid in cash, or can you make a donation and recoup a portion of the donation value through either tax deductions or tax credits? Or maybe there's some path between an outright purchase and a full donation, and which we refer to as a bargain sale. Clearly stating your needs and goals up front will make the land conservation process work much more smoothly.
If you decide that you'd like to continue owning and caring for your land, but want to see it permanently protected, then you'll want to know more about a conservation restriction. So what exactly is a conservation restriction? A conservation restriction, or CR, is also known as a conservation easement outside of Massachusetts. It's a legal agreement between a landowner and a state or federal conservation agency, municipality, or private non-profit organization such as a land trust. A CR extinguishes the development rights of the land forever, but it does not alter the ownership of the land. You still own the land, make the property stewardship choices, and pay the annual tax bill. It's designed to permanently protect the conservation values of a property by defining allowed uses. The CR agreement is documented and recorded with the deed and is passed along to all future owners. It's enforced by the organization that holds the CR. Let me explain this a little bit more. Land ownership consists of a bundle of rights. You own it, you have the right to sell it, to control the use of it, and to develop it. You have the right to enjoy it, to exclude people from it, to farm or cut trees, among other things. But with a CR, there are certain rights that you give up, including the right to mine, to pave, to dump, and to build. The exact terms of a CR can be tailored to the individual characteristics of a property and to the needs and interests of the landowner. CRs may allow timber management, wildlife improvements, trail creation, and agricultural use. In most cases, public access is not required when a CR is put placed on the land. While a CR restricts land from being developed, parcels of land may be excluded and set aside for future building lots.
There's an opportunity to work together with landowners in the Quabbin to Wachusett area to conserve your property through the Forest Legacy Program. This is a program of the U.S. Forest Service and focuses on protecting the long-term integrity of woodlands across the country. The goal is to protect environmentally important woodlands so that they will continue to be used for traditional woodland uses. In Massachusetts, we have protected over 17,000 acres, and 2.6 million acres have been protected nationally. Through the Forest Legacy Program, your land can be conserved through direct purchase of the land or purchase of the conservation restriction. To be eligible, at least 3/4 of the property must be woodlands. Areas of fields, open water, and wetlands can also be included, as long as their total area is less than 1/4 of the whole property. Forest Legacy funding can pay up to 75% of the appraised value of the land or conservation restriction, whichever one the landowner wishes to sell. Participating landowners are asked to contribute the remaining 25% of the appraised value. To successfully compete for these nationwide grant dollars, landowners join together and work with Land Trust staff to submit a Forest Legacy application, which is due in mid-September. If you are interested in learning more, please contact one of the 3 land trusts working together to facilitate land conservation in the Quabbin to Wachusett region.